Hi, it's Megan. My Christmas present to me this year was to get some Christian Louboutin lipsticks. And so I've already done a video review for the mattes I got, and now I'm doing a video review for the sheers I got. And the matte formula was my favorite, followed closely by the sheers, and then the satin formula was just my personal, I don't want to say least favorite because I really like it too, but I just like the other two better, so I guess that's the way to say it. And I got 3 of the sheers, and I got them discounted, thank God, because they're $90 each for 0.123 ounces, and the sheers come in 9 shades, but I got mine discounted, so I paid a lot less. And I got Louboutin Red, Mexicatchy, and Petal Rose. And so I will put a link to the description to the matte video review in the description to this video. So what they say with this is they say a sheer bold lip color that accents the natural radiance of lips with a high shine finish. And it's true, it does have a high shine finish, kind of almost like you've got a little highlighter effect. I don't know if I just noticed that effect for the first time this year or if it's just been more popular this year, but you know how highlighters have kind of that shimmery, watery kind of thing? That kind of a look, very pretty. And they say, glide on the sheer lip formula's creamy, smooth, nourishing finish with a complex mix of natural oils and seed butters. It enhances the lips' moisture for a protective effect against dryness. And then they show it comes in a jewelry box. That's how they call it. And they say that this is like a precious jewel. I just lost my lipstick. I've actually been dropping these today. It's been really bad. When you have a lipstick at this price point, to continually be dropping it is not a good thing. So they say it's presented in a jewelry box, and then it also has a silk carrying pouch so that you don't scuff up your beautiful, beautiful lipstick. And they say it is basically Babylonian architecture inspired and Middle Eastern antiquities and the Art Deco movement when you're talking about the very expensive lipstick I keep dropping. So this is what it looks like. This is the black, which means it's a red. So all of them have a slightly different finish, and this is a sheer. It's got this kind of bumpy thing, and this is the other ones. It's all gold. And then you're supposed to be able to wear it as a necklace. I actually don't even take these. I don't like them as a necklace personally, just because I can see maybe trying to do it with a chain, but I don't like the ribbon myself. I do really like the lipstick. I started buying one, and then I bought another, and then I'm like, okay, this is my Christmas present. And that's kind of been my issue with these. I actually really, really think that they're beautiful. One of the advantages, I guess, of having a smaller collection with just a few shades done by someone who I get, you know, has this artistic kind of concept behind his lines, is that I feel like every shade, or almost every shade, is just stunning. And that doesn't usually happen in the lines where they're always introducing like new things or, you know, expanding the line or whatever else. At a certain point, they're starting to veer more away from just your basic, gorgeous, perfect, beautiful colors. Or maybe they just have someone really good who's deciding what colors to make. But the colors I've tried so far, except for one, which just wasn't perfect for certain reasons, not in this line, it's in the satin one, they've just been so, so, so gorgeous, surprisingly so. So you get this kind of a applicator, and you can build it up a little. I'm putting a little bit more on. This is the red, and I don't really get staining much, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, and which is why I'm starting with the red. I very rarely do that in a video because usually the red's going to change the other colors. But this one really doesn't stain much, just a tiny, tiny bit, so it's not going to change how the others look as much as it normally would. So this is how it looks swatched. And it's a blue-based, kind of a slightly basic, slightly cool, almost touch of pink to it. And it's a very soft formula. Again, I'm bending it a little bit because I took too much out so I could show you. It's bending a little. It's very soft. It feels like a very rich, moistury balm sort of a feel. the Yves Saint Laurent formula, not the lipstick, but the ones that look like this, has a similar feel, but this feels a little bit richer, a little bit more like you've got melted butter in there or something. A really creamy, buttery, like not cocoa butter, that's harder, but that kind of butter feel as opposed to an oily feel. And this actually, as a sheer, if you look, it covers, I have a problem with the disappearing upper lip, it covers my whole mouth really beautifully. It just applies evenly, beautifully, and it doesn't bleed. It's tons of pigment. I do think that they pick up a little bit of my natural lip color underneath. So I think these are gonna look slightly different on everyone. I thought that was particularly the case with Desert Rose, which I'll show you in a minute. And they last over 2 hours, sometimes bordering close to 2.5, which, first of all, lipsticks don't last on me. These people who say they wear lipsticks for like 8 hours or whatever, I've never had a lipstick, even a liquid lipstick, last 8 hours on me. So for me to say they last 2 hours or 2.5 for a sheer is actually pretty impressive. When I was reading the few reviews of these online, some people were saying these are the best sheer lipsticks ever, and I kind of really like these. I don't think that's an exaggeration. If you like the look, which is high shine, very pigmented, and it does pick up a little bit of your natural lip color. I really like this one. With the red, what I like about this one in particular is that this is a very neutral color that's going to work on most people. It's a very subtle red. It's kind of a light to medium red, so it's a lot more wearable on an everyday basis than kind of some of those more the bolder reds, which can be a little bit overbearing. This one almost doesn't even look like a red on me. I see it, and I tend to be wary of sheer reds a lot of times because even though they're pretty on, they can sometimes bleed, whether it's a gloss or a sheer lipstick. And you can see as I'm wearing this, there is no bleeding. It's really staying in place, and it does make my lips look rich and full and gives that full coverage, right, you know, on the top lip line. But so I don't know that I would say it's a regular classic red because of the sheer formula, but it's really, really, really pretty. Now, Petal Rose. This is where I'm a little confused with these. Petal Rose is my favorite of them. I really like this one too, but of the sheers, Petal Rose is my favorite. This one's also been dropped today. Here it is. And I look at these swatched. They're kind of similar. So this is Petal Rose, and it looks like a lighter version of the Louboutin to a certain extent. Red. And let's show this on. When I first started doing videos, I didn't actually put the lipsticks on camera. And then someone suggested I do it, which you can see I've got pretty pigmented lips, and this really is the lip color. It's not, looking at it, it doesn't look stained from the red. So there is an impact with certain formulas from your underlying lip color. And this way people can see it. Of all this brand's lipstick, this is one of my favorites. I just think it's such an amazingly rich, pigmented, what did I say? I said a touch of rose. It's a vibrant, warm pink. I love this color. And maybe just a tiny, tiny touch of brown in it. Teeny, teeny, barely, barely, which is what warms it up a little bit. And this one, again, will last over 2 hours on me. Beautiful. It's got that same really pretty shine, and it gives full lip coverage on my upper lip line, even without having any sort of lip liner on. So this one is, I love, it's my favorite. I think it's so, so, so pretty. And again, it's one that a lot of people can wear. Is it too bright? No, it's not too bright. It's not very bright. It's just a really great color. And as you can see, there's no bleeding. I don't get any bleeding with these. They apply evenly. They're not settling into the lip lines, and they do wear evenly. These wear into kind of like a little bit of a stain look. This is Mexicatchy. And This is what it looks like. We'll swatch it. So this one is, of all the ones I got, this one's the only one that's coral. And I feel that this one's really different swatched than on. I think it looks more coral, reddish coral on. Definitely a coral, but with a touch of red. When I swatch it, I see more just a classic coral, a little bit more orange looking. And that's where I can't necessarily tell whether these are just picking up my underlying lip color or whether they just look different on. I do feel like they look more pigmented on. If you look at my swatches, I feel like they look more pigmented on, and it might just be that I do have kind of rosier lips. But I don't know, I swatch them and I'm like, you know, they're pretty, but they're light. And then I see them on my lips and I'm like, wow, that's really pigmented. So really just a gorgeous color. Very wearable again. Just a subtle, soft look with a great sheen. So if you don't want like a bright color, but you still want that kind of look, just not as bright, these are great for that sort of muted, soft, which you can also get sometimes by taking a bright color and really matting it or putting on just a little bit of a lighter gloss over it. You're still getting the same kind of look by doing that with one of these. So are they worth it? You know, sadly, I do think they are. This is one of those where over time, as I've learned more about makeup and done more videos and everything, I've started kind of deciding more what I'm actually going to use and what I really love. And so these are just so beautiful. You will probably see me cutting back my lipstick purchases over the next year so that I can get a few more of these, because I already have enough lipstick, but they're just so pretty. It really is an amazing line. I don't like the satins quite as much as I like the sheers and the mattes, as I said at the beginning, but I want to say that again, just given the price point. Anyway, I would love to hear if you have other shades, comments, suggestions, thoughts, anything along those lines, feedback, colors that you love of this line. You can also say, yes, you're crazy for buying a couple lipsticks at that price, but this is my Christmas present. This is what I wanted for Christmas. And please subscribe on YouTube. Happy holidays. Thanks for watching.